Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Leopardstown Racecourse here on Saturday. It is February the 3rd, 2018. I'm going to look at all of the races on today's program from Leopardstown, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world. It's an excellent card of racing, an excellent weekend of racing from Leopardstown. It's the first time they're doing this festival, so it's the inaugural one, and I like some of these races. Let's get on to it, and also it's in perfect position to be 6 weeks before Cheltenham, so a lot of these horses might be getting their final runs before they go to the Cheltenham Festival in 6 weeks' time. But let's get on to today's action. We have 7 races to look at, starting off with the first race, the 110 from Leopardstown. The 110, it's the Nathaniel Lacey and Partners Solicitors Novice Hurdle, Grade 1 race going for a purse of $119,500. It's a hurdle race for 5-year-olds and upwards. Field of 7 horses going the distance of ground of 2 miles and 3/4 over the hurdle course. Top pick in this race, I like the number 4 horse, Jets. I'm going to go 416 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 416 TriCast trifecta. Top pick number 4, Jets. 7-1, 6-year-old gelding here. Robbie Power gets the leg up on this Jessica Harrington trained 6-year-old gelding. Most recently, this horse had a start 7th of January. They came in as 2.5 miles in the Grade 1 Lawler of Naz Novice Hurdle. This horse finished 4th by 8 3/4 lengths that day. The last few final fences, this horse just didn't really jump that well. Weakened out of it. He didn't have the best of run-ins. It just wasn't his day to win. I do think in this spot, hopefully with a little bit of dry ground, he should run a lot better. I think he should like the circumference of this race course a lot better, but start before the 17th of December. That came at Navan, 2.5 miles in the Grade 2 Navan Novice Hurdle. So I have to say, this horse did run a decent 3rd place finish by 7 1/4 lengths. This horse, jumped well. He needed a little bit of a kick at the end, but I do think this horse should do a lot better with an extra 2 furlongs. If he had it that day, the extra 2 furlongs, I think he could have won. And then at Navan, 26th November, 2.5 miles in the Grade 3 Monks Field Novice Hurdle. Horse finished second by 12 lengths that day. The winner just ran a little bit better, but this horse jumped well, just missed. It wasn't a half bad run. I'm trying to beat the favorites in this for one, and I do think the favorites are very vulnerable in this race. I think this horse at 7-1 is a great choice, so watch out. So to recap my bets for the first from Leopardstown, the 110, it's the Nathaniel Lacey Partners Solicitors Novice Hurdle, Grade 1 race here. Gonna go with the 4 horse Jets. Gonna go 416 in the TriCast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 2, the 145 from Leopardstown. The 145, it's the Coral Dublin Chase, Grade 2 race going for a purse of $119,500. It's for 5-year-olds and upwards. Field of 7 horses going the distance of ground of 3,400 meters or 2 miles and 1/8 over the chase course. Top pick in this race, again, I'm going to try and pick against the favorites this race. I'm going to go with the 3 horse Special Tiara. Going to go 3-4-1 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 3-4-1 TriCast trifecta. Top pick number 3, Special Tiara. 8-1, 11-year-old gelding here by Cave Tara. Robbie Power again is on this one. But most recently, this horse had a start to 27th of December. I came to Kempton in the UK. Soft ground, 3,200 meters, 2 miles in the Desert Orchid Chase. Horse didn't finish that day. Fell, this horse just couldn't keep going. Disappointing beat, but I do think coming here to this race course off a little bit of a 2-month break or 5-week break, whatever it was. Pardon me, it is 3 a.m. in the morning here in the United States, here in New York City, so I might be a little tired, but this horse in the Desert Orchid Chase just really couldn't keep up. But I do think with a little bit of a break, this horse will run a lot better. Before, if you take out that race at Kempton, he ran pretty nicely. Start before the 19th of November at Cheltenham, 2 miles in the Grade 2 Solar Chase. This horse had a decent 3rd place finish by 8.5 lengths. Fox Norton ran well, but the 2 in front of him are on a different class, but the other ones in that race are no better than these horses. He jumped well. He just missed that in the run-in, but it wasn't a half-bad run. And then the 29th of April at Sandown, I'm off 16th in the Celebration Chase. Horse had a decent 2nd place finish by 8 lengths behind Altour. Jumped well, just missed. It wasn't a half-bad run. This horse won at the festival last year at Cheltenham. Won the Queen Mother Chase very nicely by head, upsetting at 11-1. An all-around great victory. I do think this horse is coming to this race very nicely today at 8-1. I think we could beat York Hill, who had a disaster run on at the Christmas Festival here at Leopardstown. But to recap my bets now for the second from Leopardstown, the 145, it's grade 2 Dublin Chase. Going to go with the 3-horse Special Tiara. Going to go 3-4-1 in the TriCast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 3, the 220 from Leopardstown. The 220, the third race, it's the Frank Ward Solicitors Argyle Novice Chase, grade 1 race, going for a purse of $119,500. I'm not using the euros, I'm using the American dollar because it's just a lot easier for me to get the race amount, so just keep that in mind. I usually have some people commenting, oh, why isn't the race in euros or in pounds, because I live here in America and it's just easier for me to get the race amounts. Don't want to do the conversion, even though I think the dollar's really bad at this time of year. But back to this race, getting off subject. We have 5 horses going in this one, going the 3,400 meter trip, or 2 miles and an eighth over the Chase course. My top pick in this race, I'm going to have to go with the favorite, number 2, Footpad. He looks very hard to beat in this spot. I'm going to go 2-5-3 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 2-5-3 TriCast trifecta. That's going to be the only way to make money with this race, is playing the TriCast. We have a wager in North America for this race called the Pick 4, which connects the next 4 races. That's another way to make money with this race, which I might play, and I would single the 2-horse Footpad. But Paul Townend gets on this Willie Mullins trained 6-year-old gelding here. Most recently, his horse had a start the 26th of December, Boxing Day at Leopardstown. 2 miles and an eighth in the Grade 1 Racing Post Novice Chase. Horse won by 11 lengths that day, and only his second start of the chases. This horse destroyed the field with 67 cents to the dollar. Field of 5 horses. It was a walk in the park, a very easy race for this one. Start before at Navan, 12th of November, 2 miles and 8th in Beginner's Chase. Horse, again, won by 11 lengths, and again, just jumped well and just had a very nice easy victory for his first starts over the chases. And then over the hurdles last year, April 27th, Punchestown, and the Champion Stayers hurdle. This horse didn't do that well over the hurdles last spring. Finished third by 18 lengths that day, and he really just didn't get a good closing kick. You know, the winner just ran a little bit better, and then ran at Cheltenham last year in the festival in the Stan James Champion hurdle. Horse finished 4th that day. Disaster run. Really couldn't get a good piece of the ground. It just wasn't his day to win. But I do think his races over the chases were very good. He should like the going. I think he should run a very big one here today on a race course. He's won at the distance and course and distance, so watch out for this horse. So to recap my bets for the third from Leopardstown, the 220, it is the grade 1 Frank Ward Solicitors Argyle Novice Chase. Gonna go with the 2-horse Footpad. Gonna go 2-5-3 in the TriCast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 4, which is one of the most difficult races anywhere in the world today to get a pick out of, or a tip out of. The 4th race, the 255 from Leopardstown, it's the Coral Sandyford Handicap Chase. It's a grade B race for this handicap chase, going for a purse of $89,500. It's for 5-year-olds and upwards, rated 0 to 150. Field of 20 horses going the distance of ground of 2 miles and an eighth, or 3,400 meters, over the hurdle chase course. I'm going to give you 2 horses here that I think could win. That's going to be the number 16 horse Blast of Komen and the number 6 horse here, Tully East. So I'm going to go 2 deep, 16 and 6. If I had to give you a top pick out of both of those, it would be the number 16 Blast of Komen. 7-1 gets the leg up of Philip Enright on this one. Most recently, this horse had to start Boxing Day here at Leopardstown, 2 miles and an eighth in a handicap chase. Horse finished third by 4 lengths, had a low weight of 148 pounds, and was the 5.5 to 1 favor in a field of 18 horses. Jumped well, but just couldn't get that good closing kick at the end. If you want to give the excuse, the course was very wet, but I do think with a little bit of a break here today, this horse should run a lot better. Start before a soft ground at Ferry House, 15th November, Novice Chase. Horse won by 2 3/4 lengths, 3 to 1 favorite, field of 8 horses. He just jumped well and had a very nice easy victory. And then the 15th of October at Cork, 2 miles and a half, Novice Chase. Horse finished 4th by 5 3/4 lengths. Horse's first start since June. He definitely needed the race. Just watching him, kind of weakened out of it. It wasn't at 100% that day. He likes, he should really like this going here today, like the layout of the course. At 7-1, I'll take my chances with this one in this very wide open field, along with the number 6 horse, Tully East. 8-1, gets the leg up of Dennis O'Regan on this one for Alan Fleming, who trains this 8-year-old gelding here by Shento. Most recently, this horse had started the 18th November in UK at Cheltenham. Soft ground, 2 miles and a half, 4,000 meters in the Grade 3 Bet Victor Gold Cup handicap chase. Against tougher horses, this horse finished 6th by 13 lengths. It's filled with 17 horses, and he did do a lot better than expected, in my eyes, I think. But he just didn't jump all that well against us at the end of the race. I do think with coming back here, he should run a little bit of a better race. Start before 18th of October, Punchestown, 2 miles over the hurdles. Horse finished 4th by 22 lengths. Throw that race out. I do not think this horse does really well over the hurdles. I think he likes the bigger obstacles to chases. Before that, he ran at the Punchestown Festival in late April of last year. Horse didn't finish in a handicap chase. He pulled up out of it. Tough race. Wasn't getting a good piece of that dry ground. He's a horse that likes a little bit moisture in the ground. And then at the Festival at Cheltenham last year in the novice handicap chase, horse won by 1/4 lengths, was 8-1, jumped well, just had a very nice easy victory. I do think this horse should like the going here today. He should run a big one, so he'll be my top pick in this one. Well, not my top pick, my second pick. I'll be playing a pick 4 here, which is you have to pick the winners of 4 races in a row, starting off with race number 3, and he'll be on my ticket also. So to recap my bets for the 4th, the 255 from Leopardstown, it's the Coral Sandyford handicap chase. Gonna go with the number 16 horse, Blasticoman, and I'm also gonna give out number 6, Tully East, as those two horses I think can run big races. Both those horses will be used on a pick 4 ticket for me. So now let's get on to race number 5, the 330 from Leopardstown. The 330, it is the BHP Insurance Irish Champion Hurdle Grade 1 race, going for a purse of $179,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 8 horses going the 3,200 meter trip, or 2 miles over the hurdle course. Top pick in this race, I love the number 8 horse, Defy de Soy, in this one. I'm going to go 8-4-1 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 8-4-1 TriCast trifecta. Top pick number 8, Defy de Soy. 7-2, Richard Johnston coming in to ride as Philip Hobbs, trained 5-year-old gelding. Most recently, this horse had started to 25th of November, my birthday, at Ascot. 2 miles 3/8 in the Grade 2 Coral Hurdle. Horse finished 4th by 18 lengths that day. I think that the distance was, not to this horse's liking. Almost got to 2.5 miles. He just really weakened out of it in the final run-in. I do think with a cutback of 3 furlongs to 2 miles to the 3,200 meter trip, I do think this horse should run a major race. He also has a decent weight here, about 163 pounds. The rest of them are carrying 164 pounds. I'm telling you right now, the 1 pound will really matter. I do think Faheen and Mellon are very beatable today, and I think this horse on this course with the cutback trip, he should run a big one. He'll actually be my best bet of the day also. But that 25th of November start was also his first start of the season. Last season, the 6th of April at Aintree, 2 miles and 1/8 in the Dunbar Anniversary Juvenile Hurdle. Horse won by 1/4 lengths. It's 36 cents to the dollar favor, and just won for fun. Very nice, easy victory that day. And then the JCB Triumph Hurdle at the festival at Cheltenham last year. This horse won by 5 lengths. Stayed going, easy victory. Won the Trial Juvenile Hurdle last January at Cheltenham very nicely. And he's a great horse. He was a great juvenile. He lost his first start of the season, but I do think with the cutback and trip, he should run a big one. So watch out for him here today to upset 7-2, which is not something you really hear a lot. But in a pick 4 ticket, which, like I said, I'm going to be playing, I would single him. He looks very nice. So to recap my bets for the 5th, the 330 from Leopardstown, it's the Grade 1 Irish Champion Hurdle. Going to go with the 8 horse, Defy de Soy. Going to go 8-4-1 in the TriCast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 6 from Leopardstown. The 6th race to 405. It's the second most difficult race in the world today to handicap. The 405 from Leopardstown is the Coral Hurdle, extended handicap hurdle for horses rated 0 to 150. It's a Grade B race, going for a purse of $119,500. This race is for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 29 horses here, going the distance of ground of 3,200 meters, or 2 miles over the hurdle course. Due to the field side being so big, and the North America tote pools you can't bet on this race in North America, basically, because our tote pools can only carry 24 horses. So Yeah, we can't bet on this race, but you can play the multi-race wagers with this race. So to end off the pick 4 for me, I'm going to go too deep here. I'm going to go with, as a top pick, the number 22 horse, Real Estraval, and I'm also going to go with the number 12 horse here, number 12, Master of Irony. So I'm going to go too deep. I'm going to use the number 22 horse and the 12 horse. Starting off with my top pick, number 22, Real Estraval, 15 to 1. Walsh gets in the saddle for Willie Mullins, 5-year-old gelding here. This horse is making his second start this year, but most recently 1st of January, New Year's Day, heavy ground, 2 miles 5/8 in main hurdle. Horse won by 3/4 of a length that day. First start in Ireland. This horse just jumped well and was just a very easy victory. Before that, this horse was running in France over the hurdles at Fontainebleau, 19th of April, 2 miles and a quarter in a handicap hurdle. This horse finished second by 1.5 lengths that day. Jumped well, just missed in the run-in, but it wasn't a half bad run. It was probably the horse's best run in France. And then Leon Paddy in 2 miles and 3/8 in April in a hurdle race. This horse finished third by 7.25 lengths. Really didn't jump that well. Ground was not very dry, so it just wasn't to this horse's liking. But the horse's last two were very nice runs. I do think this horse could run a big one. At 15 to 1, I'll use this one. I'll also use the number 12 horse here, Master of Irony, my second choice. Richard Johnson gets the leg up on this John Quinn trained 6-year-old gelding by McFly. Most recently, this horse had to start 2nd of December. That came at Newbury, yielding ground, 2 miles in listed handicap hurdle. Horse finished 4th by 2.25 lengths that day. Really kind of weakened out of it in the run-in. It just wasn't his day to win. I do think this horse with a bit of a break, this horse should run a lot better. Start before the 18th of October, Weatherby, 2 miles in a handicap hurdle. Horse won by 3/4 length. First start over the hurdle since June. He just jumped well and just had a very nice, easy walk in the park that day. An all-around great race. And then a haydock over the flat, a mile 3/4 in a handicap. Horse finished 5th by 4.5 lengths. Really never quickened up. It just wasn't his day to win. I don't think he really got a good piece of the ground, but I do think this horse is better over the hurdles. I think at 20 to 1, this horse is definitely used. Like I said, he'll be used on my pick 4 ticket to end it off. So to recap my bets for the 6th from Leopardstown, the 405, it's the grade B Coral Hurdle. Gonna go with the number 22 horse, Deal Estraville. I'm also going to use the number 12 horse here, Master of Irony. So now let's get on to the finale, race number 7, the 440 from Leopardstown. The 440, it's the grade 2 Joff's Future Stars National. It's a flat race here. It's not the National Hunt Flat Race, but it's the Irish National Hunt Flat Race. Going for a person at $89,500. It's 4, 5, and 6, and 7-year-old colts and geldings only, which have never won other than an National Hunt Irish Flat Race. Field of 9 horses here, going the distance of ground, a third 200 meters, or the 2-mile trip. Here, my top pick in this race, I'll give you one horse I think can win. That's going to be the 8-horse Rhinestone. He's 3 to 1 here. John McManus owns this horse. Joseph O'Brien trains this one, getting the riding talents of Derek O'Connor up. This horse in 2 hunt flat races. His horses run pretty nicely. His last one at Thurles, 17th of December, 2 miles. His horse won by 19 lengths that day. He just ran very easily. An all-around great run. He quickened up nicely, and he can handle the distance. Before that, in Punchestown, November the 18th, 2 miles in the National Hunt Flat Race. Again, his horse finished second by a half length. He couldn't capture the winner, but he ran well. I do think he should like the course here today. He should like a little bit moisture. Watch out for this one. So to recap my bets for the 7th from Leopardstown, the 440, it's the grade 2 Joff's Future Stars National Hunt Flat Race. Gonna go with the 8-horse Rhinestone. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections and previews, and join me here on YouTube tomorrow for the Sunday action from Leopardstown, the final race for the final day of the festival. So good luck to everybody.